Hello, beautiful people. So today we're doing a really yummy dish. I don't know if it's healthy, but it's got veg in it. So really yummy, really good, and a usual suspect in our kitchen at home. So I need to apologize from now. I don't know why, but my cooker is doing this kind of noise. I don't know if you can hear it, but this pan is making too much noise today, but it's the only pan I can use because this is an induction cooker and I need a big pan. So I'm going to speak extra loud for you. But first things first, we're going to fry pine nuts. So I love pine nuts and I love them even more when they are fried. So just a bit of butter and then the pine nuts. So this is going to take a little bit of time. Now the thing about pine nuts is that you want them to brown really nicely, but they go from like light brown to black in no time. And browned pine nuts are beautiful. Burnt pine nuts are very bitter. So even when you take them off the heat, they maintain their heat so they still continue cooking. So you want to take them off just before you like their color, if that makes sense. So we're gonna do a little speedy thing now, and then you'll see them nice and brown. And you want to constantly keep them turning. In the meantime, we have frozen artichokes here that I've put in boiling water with a little bit of salt and a little bit of lemon so that they don't turn black. And if you look inside, I kept the skins of the lemon and put them in there as well so they can add more acidity, because artichokes are beautiful but they turn black really quickly. And as I was saying, this is a really yummy and healthy dish because it's got a very large portion of artichokes that are super good for you. And then we balance that, of course, with lots of buttery nuts and meat and lamb and gooiness. So you want these artichokes to bubble away, and they take longer to cook than usual. So I had someone tell me that the artichokes are always too hard, the frozen artichokes. And you know what, they are, because you need to boil them longer than you think. So even though I'm a person that doesn't like to overcook things, in this case, frozen artichoke hearts need to be cooked quite a while. And the way you know that they're done is by poking them with a fork. And if they're still stuck, then they're not done. I've been letting them boil for like a good 20 minutes, I think, or maybe even longer. No, about 20 minutes. But it really depends on your artichoke. So let's see. Okay, so this is ready. Perfect, so fire off on this. Ah! See? What I was saying? Artichokes were taking my mind, but we saved it. It's still good. And that smell, but exactly what I said shouldn't happen. So one side is white and the other one's brown. We've saved it just in time, but now I need to really watch it. So what I'm gonna do is exactly what I told you, which is I'm going to take it off just before I like the color of it, because it's gonna continue cooking. So as you can see, I took them out. They're still gonna cook in here. Get going on our onions. 2 onions. So I usually add a little bit more oil as I go because I don't want it to be too greasy. I'm still adding lamb and beef that's a little bit fatty, so there's gonna be quite a bit of fat. So I'm going to go drain my artichokes and I'll be right back. So as I'm cooking these onions until they're slightly brown, I'm going to take my artichokes, which are extremely hot, and line them in a baking dish. So this is half beef, half lamb. We're going to add 7 spice, coriander powder, a little bit of cinnamon, just to take away that lammy taste, and some cumin, salt, and a lot of pepper. And pine nuts. So I've lined my artichokes. My meat is done, super yummy. Now what I need to do is just scoop in a little bit of the meat into the hearts of the artichokes. So don't worry if it overflows a bit, because anyways, there's gonna be sauce and it's gonna fall a little bit in. So no worries about that, but try to get it into the little crease of the heart there. So this is called hashwe. Like, we use this in a lot of things. Like, this is something we would put in shish barak, which is a Middle Eastern dumpling in yogurt sauce. So nothing gets lost. This, just with some rice, is amazing. Now I'm traveling next week, so I'm actually making a lot of dishes for the kids and my husband, so that when I'm not here, they can just reheat them and eat mommy's yummy food. So we've stuffed our artichokes. Our hashwe is here, and now the next thing we need is to do the sauce. So I'm just gonna put this in a container and then make the yummy lemon sauce. So now we're gonna make that yummy lemon sauce. So to thicken it a little bit, we're gonna do a little bit of butter with flour. So just cook the flour and the butter a little bit until it's like toasty brown, just so you get that flour taste out. Just a little bit of salt, because we're adding stock and stock is salty. Do you see how it's like bubbling away and nice and golden? So now, stock. My husband likes things extra saucy, so I'm making extra sauce. Yummy sauce. If you have little clumps in the sauce, just take a whisk and, just whisk it in the pan. It'll be completely fine. So we're cooking this sauce in the same pan, so it still has like the nice juiciness of the meat and the spices, like a tiny bit, so really yummy. Now we're going to add lemon juice. So put a little bit at a time and taste it. That's the biggest advice I give people. Just taste your food as you're going along, because this is what helps you build the flavor. So it's bubbling away and getting nice and thick, if you can see here. So let's see. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So next step is pour this gorgeous liquid all over these guys. So again, you don't have to put as much sauce as I am, but Firas loves his sauce, so it's swimming in it. Lovely. Now I'm gonna put this in a 200-degree oven for just about 15 minutes. So I don't want it to overcook. I don't want the artichoke to be too soft, but you'll know, because sometimes, you'll take it out of the water and the artichoke is still a little bit hard, and then you have to cook it a little bit longer. And sometimes it's cooked just right, so you don't want to put it in there too long. So just a little bit in the oven, about 15 minutes, and I'll be back. So we've taken our artichokes out of the oven, and if you see, like, the top is a little bit browned, so like nice little crispy bits and saucy bits and yummy bits, and so good. I can't wait to eat this. I will admit, I'm really hungry now. So I just want to add a little bit of fresh parsley, and then we're going to serve it with some rice. Meat stuffed artichokes with lemon sauce. Yummy.